Okay, so let's get started with mini section 3. And what we're going to do here is we are going to define our AOI. Okay, that's area of interest. All right, and for this project, that is going to be the state of Texas. So we want a good, clean, accurate boundary file that delineates this area. All right, and we are going to go to Blackboard, okay, and go to links to GIS data. All right, and then you can right click on the USGS National Map Viewer, open link in new tab, okay, and definitely bookmark this site. This is your go-to source for the best available data on the United States, okay? And if you're doing a project that requires unique data, you're going to find that somewhere else, but this gives you your boundaries, elevation, hydrography. It just goes down the list, okay? And it is very well put together and organized. And again, the data is always as current as possible and kept up to date. Okay, so zoom into the middle of the state of Texas. So all you see on your right-hand screen area is a part of Texas. Okay, and you'll see why we're going to do that, because we're going to click on boundaries. And if we were zoomed way out, it would retrieve data sets for every state that was visible in our viewport. Now it's only going to retrieve the data set for the state of Texas. Okay, it's going to give you different file formats. Don't ever, if possible, use shapefiles. Shapefiles are an antiquated file format, okay? They've been replaced now with what are called feature classes, and feature classes are stored in file geodatabases, okay? So you always want to choose a file geodatabase whenever possible, okay? Make sure you remember that. Okay, you don't need to mess around with previews or legends. Just come up here and choose search products, okay? And you can see we have two footprints here. So maybe I was a little close to Oklahoma. So if you zoom out, okay, I love this part. I love this feature on this website. If you just hover over the data sets on the left, it highlights the area that the data set covers on the right. Okay, so we don't want the Oklahoma data set. We simply want the Texas one. So click download link. Okay. And then let's close out of that tab, all right, of the internet. And we need to open a File Explorer window. So hold down your Windows button and tap E, and that's going to open your File Explorer. All right. And then you can go to your home tab if you don't see downloads here and double click on downloads. Okay. Now, what we want to do here, downloaded that twice. What we want to do here is insert the unzipped data directly into our boundaries folder, which is has been created for us in our project. Okay, so this is a nice workflow that can help you stay organized, because oftentimes you're going to have 12 zipped files here. And when you're working with GIS, make sure you have a clean downloads folder. Sometimes, people can have dozens of different files in here and it can get really messy. So hold down your Windows key again with your thumb and then tap on your right arrow key, and that's going to dock this File Explorer window here. Now hold down Windows again, the Windows key, and tap E, because we want another File Explorer window. hold down Windows and tap the the left arrow key. Okay. Now over here, we want to go to our OneDrive if that's what you're using. You want to navigate to your NRM 3300 folder. All right. And what you're going to do is open up your file folder and then open up boundaries. Okay. And then come up here to this window and just do a light click and then do Control, hold down Control and tap C, and you're going to copy that address. Okay. Now click over here on your right window. All right. Click on your data set, choose Extract All, and then simply hold down Control and tap V, and that's going to paste the address where we want the data to go. Okay, and then simply choose Extract. Okay, and there's your data set, and you can see it's already starting to sync. Now, come over here to Downloads and delete this guy. Okay, always get rid of your trash. Now, we can X out of both of these windows. I always like to close what I don't need. Sorry, that thing is pesky. Okay, so now we're back in ArcGIS Pro. On the catalog pane, go to Folders, okay, twirl this open, and then twirl open Boundaries, okay? If you don't see your data set here, right click and choose Refresh. Okay, so here we have, this means Government Units, Texas State, Geodatabase. We're gonna twirl that open. Don't worry about the clip. Again, we're gonna open up Government Units, and look, you get a lot more than just the boundary of the state. You can get counties, okay, international boundaries, because Texas borders Mexico. All of these different data sets are here for you to use. Each one of these data sets are called feature classes. And again, feature classes go in file geodatabases. So we want the state or territory, all right? And all you have to do is hold down on your left mouse button and just drag it and drop it over into our map. Okay, so there is our AOI, okay? And it's looking pretty good. And so what we want to do now is, okay, so far we're doing pretty good. Now let's symbolize our feature. Okay, this is a feature class of the state of Texas, and currently the symbol that is being used to represent it is a polygon that is filled with this powder blue. Okay, now we don't want that. We want to see the map underneath. So in order to change this symbol, open up your GU state or territory and simply click on the symbol. Okay, now you probably won't see these. Well, you won't see these, but I'm going to share these with you later. For right now, just click, come down to ArcGIS 2D, and you can see they have all of these ready-made symbols for you. And these are done by industry standards. Okay, so for parks, you would use this. Landmarks, commercial zoning, you would use that color. But for right now, we just want to do a 1-point black outline. So just click that, and we are good to go. All right. Now, let's do a little housekeeping, and we are going to double click on map, okay, come up to general, and let's call this Texas base, okay, because we're going to create a base map, and then we will put our natural resource data on top of that. Okay, we're going to leave all of this alone, okay. And Now what we're going to do, I want you to understand, and I don't want to take too much time doing this, but map projections are very important to understand, all right? Currently, we have a very generic map projection that is set on our map. Now, the whole point of map projections is to increase the accuracy of the area of interest that you're working in. So say you were going to be doing a project on Antarctica, okay? So this is grossly distorted, all right? Antarctica does not stretch like that, neither does Greenland, okay? If you were going to measure this distance up here, you could measure the area, it would be all off, okay? Now you don't have to do this. I just want you to watch and take a screenshot when you can. But if you were going to do a project on Antarctica, you would just double click on your map and you would come to coordinate systems, okay? And then you would come down here to the projected coordinate systems and go to polar, and let's just find one for, we're doing the South Pole. Okay, you see how many different ones they have, okay? And let's just, this one sounds pretty cool. All right, and so watch what happens to our map when I click OK. Boom. Now, that projection is saying, look, we don't care about Asia, Africa. We know how distorted this is, but you told us you want to focus on Antarctica, and this is spot on, okay? If you measured this boundary, if you determine the square miles, this is going to be accurate, okay? And that's why projections are so important, okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to set a projection that's going to work well for the entire state of Texas. So I want you to double click on that map again and go to coordinate systems, okay? And we will go to continental, all right? And we're going to choose North America and come all the way down to USA contiguous Albers equal area conic, okay? This is the best projection for the continental United States as a whole, okay? This doesn't include Alaska or Hawaii, okay? So if you're going to make a map over a large area of the US, this is the one you want to use. So I want you to right click on this and choose add to favorites, all right? And that way it'll be easy to find in the future. But for right now, just make sure that that's highlighted and click OK. Okay, and now let's right click on our state and choose zoom to layer. Boom, now we're talking. Okay, we don't have that flat, boring Texas. Now we got a Texas that's kicking. Okay, so let me see. Okay, now the last thing we're going to do in this mini section is we are going to clip all of this extraneous data out of our map so that we're only seeing the underlying data within the state of Texas. All right, so what you're going to do here is once again double click on the Texas base, come to clip layers and choose clip to an outline, and we only have this one outline. Okay, don't worry about that, and just choose OK. All right, and now we've got a nice clean view of our AOI. Okay, and we could even turn this off if we wanted. I'm going to leave it on. Okay, now everybody do hold down Control and tap S to save your project. All right, and if you're going to continue on with the last mini section, which is going to be pretty short, just leave this open. If not, remember the rules about about OneDrive and getting those folders synced before you log out of the school computers. All right, I'll see you in the last mini section in a minute.